You're listening to a daily dose of Proverbs.
Hello, I am Jonathan Watts, pastor of Victory Baptist Church in Hammond, Louisiana, and my proverb for today is Proverbs chapter 19, verse number 28. It reads, "An ungodly witness scorneth judgment, and the mouth of the wicked devoureth iniquity." When you look at this proverb in the context that it is said, it is warning you against hanging around and listening to or getting advice from the wrong people or the wrong crowd. Not everyone, and honestly, not many people have your best interest in mind. God, however, always has your best interest in mind. All of the laws, all of the judgments that are listed throughout the Word of God are not there because He's a mean God and doesn't want us to have a good life, but rather the contrary. They are there to warn us and to keep us in line with His Word so that we can have the best life we can possibly have. An ungodly witness scorneth judgment literally means that they don't want you to think about the fact that there will be consequences for the decisions that you make. For years, we did a prison ministry in Montgomery, Alabama, where we would go into the prisons and preach for 30 or 40 minutes and then spend an hour or an hour and a half visiting with the inmates. Somehow it seemed like there was always some repeat offenders and some that had bad attitudes, but it was very interesting to me to find out that that wasn't the case for most of them. I don't know how many times I heard the story that someone just found themselves hanging out with the wrong crowd or the wrong people or in the wrong situation where they made a mistake and made a decision that they didn't realize at the time would have the consequences as severe as they were. We all know that the devil is a liar, and he's a thief that comes to steal, kill, and destroy. He'll show you the fun, the joy, the pleasure that is in sin for a season, but he never shows you the other side of the coin. No one wakes up one morning and says, "I want to be a drug addict, an alcoholic, a fornicator, a thief, or a murderer." No one has childhood dreams of growing up to be a loser or a homewrecker or a bum. The truth is, it's a combination of our decisions that typically end us up where we're at. If an ungodly witness scorn judgment, then what should a godly witness do? A godly witness should know the Word of God. It is instructed in us that we're supposed to study the Word of God and be ready to give an answer, be able to rightly divide the Word of truth, use it as a lamp unto our feet and a light unto our path, be a friend to others, and be a friend enough to tell the truth. The truth often hurts and sometimes is offensive, but it's not always received well, and we need to exercise lots of grace and lots of love when doing so. But it is important for us to realize the value of telling the truth, especially in the generation in which we're living. The last part of the verse says, "And the mouth of the wicked devour iniquity." Iniquity is the repercussions of sin and how it affects those around us. Another thing that is important for us to realize is that the sins we commit, the choices that we make, don't only affect us, but rather affect our friends, our families, and our character, our reputation. When we do things wrong, we're not the ones who usually suffer the most for it, but rather those who are the closest to us have to deal with the situations that we create. We have a responsibility for ourselves, but also for society as a whole, and especially in our families and our churches, those around us and our friends that are closest to us, to hold each other accountable while realizing our duty to do right. When this proverb says the mouth of the wicked devours iniquity, it literally means that they're making a mockery out of the judgment and the consequences of sin. It is our job to do the opposite and to make the world around us realize the price that we are all paying for the sins that the devil is constantly tempting us to commit.
Thank you for listening.